has some exciting news on how we can give back right here on campus.
Thousands leave their homeland during a military ceasefire.
And a potential video game strike is on the horizon.
A dining hall on campus offers delicious vegan selections with a resourceful way of doing so.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Kayla Bumpus.
And I'm Chris Goodwin.
More than 13,000 ethnic Armenians have left the breakaway region of Nagorno-Karabakh and into Armenia as of this morning. This comes after Azerbaijan launched a military offense last week, resulting in the death of 200 people and leaving thousands more displaced. For decades, Armenia and Azerbaijan have been fighting for control over Nagorno-Karabakh, though the region internationally is recognized as part of Azerbaijan. It is almost certainly made up of ethnic Armenian Christians with their own culture and religious beliefs. Following the offense made by Azerbaijan, President Ilham Aliyev stated that Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh would be integrated and that representatives from the former self-government would be invited to join the new government. Even so, widespread concerns of religious and cultural persecution continue to grow among civilians. Thousands more of the population are expected to arrive in Armenia proper in the coming days.
There's a potential government shutdown coming October 1st. This shutdown will affect federal workers, offices, and along with rattling financial markets. Officials estimate that a shutdown will reduce economic growth by 0.2% every week it lasts. CNN's John Lornick has more.
Although inflation in the U.S. is easing from 4-decade highs, financial concerns are rising for many households.
I have to cut down on like what I should eat, what I should buy, where I should go. Do I want to go out tonight?
According to a Bank of America survey shared exclusively with CNN, 67% of U.S. employees say the cost of living is increasing faster than their salaries. The study also found 64% of workers say they are stressed about their financial future, while 80% of people between 35 and 44 years old say they feel likewise.
We're forced to make all these bad choices and bad decisions just to live our lifestyles, so it's pretty sad.
A similar, albeit much bigger, situation about money flow is hovering over the Beltline.
Funding the government is one of the most basic fundamental responsibilities of Congress. And if the Republicans in the House don't start doing the job, we should stop electing.
If a deal isn't made by the end of the week, the government will shut down. Among the potential impacts, active military members and Border Patrol agents will go without pay.
I'm looking at it through the lens, how do we prevent this shutdown from, or how do we minimize it from to 10 days instead of 10 weeks? And that starts now, not waiting and keep continuing the finger-pointing game.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
With legislators working to pass a stopgap bill, as many as 4 million workers are bracing for impact during this uncertain time.
The Biden administration plans to maintain the current admission status of refugees of 125,000 for the upcoming year. The admission status dictates how many refugees can be admitted to the U.S. The administration does not plan to hit that number, and the proposal will account for the uptick in refugees coming in from Latin America.
NASA's first ever samples of an asteroid have safely landed in Utah on Sunday. The OSIRIS-REx probe traveled over 4 billion miles, reaching asteroid Bennu, and then returned home. OSIRIS was the first ever probe sent on a mission like this to collect samples from an asteroid. The capsule contained about 250 grams of rocks and other materials. NASA Chief Scientist Jim Garvin said it was a touchdown for science. The $1 billion mission launched in 2016 arrived at Bennu in 2018 and collected samples in 2020. These samples will give scientists an opportunity to look into the past when the sun and planets were forming about 4.5 million years ago. Speaking of the sky, when I went outside this morning, it felt pretty hot for the beginning of fall.
I know, Chris. I keep hoping it's going to start feeling like sweater weather, but I'm not so sure that's going to happen. Let's hear what we can expect for the next couple of days from our weather anchor, Sebastian Nava.
Thanks, guys. I know everyone's looking forward to throwing on their flannels and hitting a pumpkin patch, but that's gonna have to wait a little bit longer. It is currently 83 degrees outside, but with the sun out, it feels like 94 degrees. So it's still a little bit hot outside. But let's take a look ahead towards tonight's conditions. It's going to be 65 degrees, but it'll feel like 66. So it's gonna cool off a little bit. We'll have a nice moon to look at tonight. You also have a wind speed of 7 miles an hour, so we're gonna have a nice breeze tonight too. Now let's take a look ahead towards tomorrow's conditions. It's going to be 95 degrees, but with the sun out, it's going to feel like 97. So right as we're heading towards fall, it's still going to have that little bit of hot weather as we usually do here in Texas. But speaking of hot weather, that's all I have for, it's certainly hot here in Texas, but we're not the only ones. Antarctica is also facing high temperatures. Sea ice that packs the ocean around Antarctica hit record low levels this winter, which basically means the glaciers are melting. NSIDC senior scientist Walt Myers says it's not just a record-breaking year, it's an extreme record-breaking year. The summer Antarctic sea ice extent also hit a record low in February, which breaks the previous mark set in 2022. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as anywhere on Earth, and the sea ice there is declining by more than 10% every 10 years. The melt has been linked to destructive storms and hurricanes around the planet. That's all I have for this first look at weather. Back to y'all at the desk.
The WGA could possibly be ending their strike, but a new strike may be on its way.
And find out where you can donate blood coming up after this break.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like
Sunday,
DVDs,
a tentative
video
deal
games,
between
and cameras?
WGA.
That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove.
right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it. You're right, Mom. I have.
On Sunday, a tentative deal between WGA union leaders and Hollywood studios struck. They are expected to vote on the deal today. In related news, SAG-AFTRA just approved a possible strike for the Video Game Guild. Along with raised pay, the union is asking for on-camera performers to have the same 5 minutes per hour rest period that off-camera performers are entitled to. They're also asking for a set medic to be present for stunts. Also, the union is asking that major corporations such as Disney, EA, and Epic Games consult their performers over the use of artificial intelligence to create voices. This is something these companies are already doing, causing a loss in jobs for voice actors.
The Netflix hit show Squid Game is giving fans a dream come true, a live spinoff with real people and real stakes. The second season of Squid Game is still underway, but before then, fans will have Squid Game, the challenge to binge. Just like the series, there will be 456 contestants from around the world playing similar games as seen in the show, like the famous Red Light, Green Light. The prize is $4.56 million, which is the largest cash prize ever in reality TV history. Instead of contestants being killed off, though, because that would be illegal, they will just be sent home. While fans are excited for both reality show and season 2 to be released, contestants are not feeling the same, describing the filming conditions as war zone. Contestants are competing in a freezing weather conditions, even with some passing out. Producers of the show have said that the necessary safety precautions have been taken in a statement to reassure fans.
Chris, I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty tired of this heat. I mean, come on, it's September for goodness sakes.
I know, Kayla. Let's just see if our weather anchor, Sebastian Nava, has any good news for us this upcoming week.
Thanks, guys. So right now we're going to take a look at our current conditions across the North Texas area. We can see that it's low to mid 80s for the most part. Our highest temperatures being up in Sherman and down here in Dallas. So like I said, it's going to be mid 80s for all of today. Now we're going to take a look at our current conditions across the state of Texas. We can see it's low or high 79 out in El Paso, up Amarillo, the highest of which being 86 down in Austin. Now we're going to take a look ahead to our 7-day forecast. As you'll notice, I'm sorry, Kayla, it's not going to be a good week for fall weather. It's going to be sunny all week. The sun's going to be out all week, 94 tomorrow, 3 straight days of 95, and we're going to end the week at 94 on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now that's all I have for this full look at weather. Back to y'all at the desk.
Well, thanks so much anyway, Sebastian. Our live shot anchor, Jordan Benavides, has some exciting news on how we can give back right here on campus. Jordan?
Absolutely, Kayla. Blood donations are always in high demand. In fact, according to the New York Blood Center, every 2 seconds someone in the United States needs blood. And with the national blood blood shortage recently being declared by the American Red Cross, it's up to all of us to do our part to help donate and save others. I'm here outside of the UNT Union, where you can find the Carter Blood Care bus from 10:30 to 3:30, right by the Scrappy statue. UNT students are encouraged to visit and schedule appointments for donations throughout the day. Photo IDs are required, so be sure to bring yours. For more information on upcoming drives and ways to donate, you can visit carterbloodcare.org or text CBC Donate to 999-777. I'm Jordan Benavidez. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jordan. This Colorado 5-year-old isn't letting cancer slow her down. Bellamy is an avid hiker. Bellamy and her mom are setting a goal in 2025, 100 hikes. CNN's Danielle Cruder has more.
Big obstacles aren't anything new for 5-year-old Bellamy.
Mommy, yeah. Do you think I can cross that?
Back in February, she was faced with the biggest obstacle of them all.
Not in a million years did I think that my child could have cancer.
The treatment for Bellamy's leukemia started off aggressive, 11 nights at the hospital. When they did get home, the outdoorsy kiddo couldn't move like she used to, but still, she loved
being outside in nature.
She slowly worked up her strength. Before her treatment ends in 2025, Bellamy and her mom set a goal, 100 hikes.
But I think we're going up there.
Oftentimes, Bellamy is leading the way.
Some days she's in my backpack the whole time, and some days she's doing more of it.
But no matter what it looks like, they do it together.
I know how much it supports my mental health. For her, it supports a myriad of things, her mental health, her physical health. We've seen what it has done for her immune system. It really supports her immune system. And this stinks, but the beautiful thing about it is that we are together, and I'll take that silver lining. I'll take getting to be with her.
With more than 20 hikes down so far,
hill.
They have big plans after treatment ends.
What kind of celebration you want to have?
Maybe you need to buy me a cake.
In the meantime, the two are hoping to encourage others struggling through something difficult to get outside if they can.
I know it's hard. It doesn't look perfect every day for us, but even little walks, little hikes, we're better off after them.
Oh, and there's one last thing.
Kit Kats for beauty.
That really definitely makes me want to go out and do my own hikes. The mother-daughter duo is just over 20 hikes into their goal.
Find out how to lower your carbon footprint with just food.
And gender-neutral bathrooms might be becoming the norm. Find out more after the break.
And now we return to Fabric of Passion.
Oh, Hector, it will be so hard for us to part, but we must.
But, my love, what did I do? I thought we were meant to be together forever.
I am so disheartened to say that you're just not in style anymore. But you will be, to someone else, in a better place.
You're gonna shred me?
No.
I'm donating you to one of the many clothing donation boxes available on campus. There is one in the Union by the Syndicate and one on Union Circle Drive.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? I'm gonna be someone's new shirt.
I thought you'd be more distressed.
Oh, absolutely not. It was cramped in your closet anyways.
Maybe you would like to be shredded after all.
What does Talents do?
So I'm the Vice President of External Relations for Talents. That means that I basically oversee all the external committees. Our external committees entail our Model A, it's a Mean Green Machine. So they bring it to football games especially, so every game it's kind of there, every home game. The Model A is like a symbol of UNC pride, and it's a big tradition that we are so lucky to uphold and maintain. When people look at it, they see it, and they're like, oh, that's the Mean Green Machine. There must be a game today or something to ramp up school spirit for basketball, softball, volleyball, any of those things. We have amazing teams, so we just want to show school spirit for them. Bonfire Committee, which is in charge of putting together the bonfire every year for homecoming. It's kind of just a whole semester-long process up until Build Week that we have to put together and oversee and make sure safety regulations are followed and risk management is taken care of. Cannon Crew, which oversees and takes care of the cannon. They fire it at games, they take it to special occasions.
excited to share a great option to lessen your carbon footprint while enjoying a bite to eat. Let's check it out. Right outside of our vegan dining hall, Mean Greens is home to Mean Green Acres. This is a hydroponic garden that is made from a repurposed freight trailer. This garden grows up to 750 heads of lettuce a week, along with various other herbs. Because of the design of this trailer, it is able to produce all of this on 1 gallon of water weekly. Mean Green Acres drastically reduces the need for food shipment, which in turn reduces UNT's carbon footprint. Mean Green Acres is able to make clean produce efficiently. Let's hear some of the favorite specialties here at Mean Greens.
I really like the salad bar, and my favorite part about it is that it's so fresh, and I know because it's like made here.
The ingredients felt really fresh. Enjoyed the corn and the bread.
I love the food here. It's fresh, it's clean.
I really like the variety they have on Friday and how there's always something new.
The ice cream was really good. I loved it. But the food is very clean, fresh all the time, and I love it.
While it's undeniable that the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program has helped many families, its rules can also put a strain on them. Strict rules exist denying them the ability to purchase hot foods. Now, 2 University of Pennsylvania graduates are working to help families deliver hot meals to their tables. The community grocer owned by Alex Imba and Eli Marrero is set to open in Cobbs Creek, Philadelphia, which will give residents the opportunity to purchase raw materials in one building and have it cooked in a separate building located behind the grocery store. This concept allows Imba and Marrero to abide by SNAP regulations and allow families to purchase hot meals. The meals will be pre-portioned and customers will not face any additional charges for the meals being cooked. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law yesterday requiring K-12 schools to provide gender-neutral bathrooms by July of 2026. The law states that gender-neutral bathrooms must have a signage identifying the space of being open to all genders. CNN's Mackenzie Diaz has more on the story.
Law in California requires K through 12th grade public schools to have at least one gender-neutral bathroom for students by 2026.
The conversation about adding gender-neutral restrooms has been going on for several years.
The 2 high schools in the San Luis Coastal Unified School District already have gender-neutral bathrooms. Assistant Superintendent Ryan Pinkerton says the district is using school bond money to add more.
We're going to be doing the same at our middle schools, elementary schools, and our continuation school.
Locals I spoke with on Monday have mixed opinions on the issue.
It's ridiculous. I think it just opens up a whole can of worms for things that you don't want to have happening at school.
Carol Foster taught PE at a public middle school for 35 years and feels passionately about the new requirement. She says she always had to monitor the kids after PE class.
One thing I had to police every day, you know, the girls going in, the boys going in, making sure there's not trouble going on in the bathrooms.
However, Yvonne Kendall says it's a step in the right direction.
I'm happy that the governor has done this. I think it's very forward thinking, and I think it's going to lead to, much more acceptance overall.
She says she doesn't think bathrooms are a danger zone.
I don't think that boys and girls being together or people who are transgender being together actually makes for a more dangerous space.
Now, several other states have issued policies regarding LGBTQ students as well. Earlier this year, an Idaho law was put into effect that prohibits transgender students from using school bathrooms that do not align with their gender assigned at birth.
I am heartbroken over the Cowboys game this past Sunday, but I wish I could say I was surprised.
I know, Kayla. I'm just hoping that our sports anchor, Jordan Lindsay, can lift our spirits after that disappointing game.
Thanks, Chris. Although it might have been a disappointing game, it was still an interesting weekend in the football world. We'll provide you with the news after the break.
get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
Man, I have all these non-perishable food items and I don't know what to do with them.
I don't have any food at all.
Do you have too many non-perishable goods?
Yeah.
Have you run out of food and can't get any more?
Yeah.
Well, don't have a cow. Head on down to the UNT Food Pantry. Located behind Crumley Hall and Diamond Eagle Student Resource Center, the Food Pantry is the place for UNT students to get all the food they need. You'll be utterly surprised by all the options they have there. From gluten-free to lactose intolerant, even vegan and vegetarian, they have it all. Go to studentaffairs.unt.edu/food pantry for more information.
Move on down to the UNT Food Pantry.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce is rumored to be dating iconic pop star Taylor Swift. Once he grabbed his first touchdown, Swift erupted in cheers in the suite of the stadium. The two were also seen hanging out before the game. Later on, Kelce confirmed a rumor, stating that he threw the ball in her court. The Dolphins made history this Sunday against the Denver Broncos during a blowout win. The Dolphins scored 70 points, setting the record for the most points in the game since 1966. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa completed 23 out of 26 passes for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Dolphins also got the job done in the run game with running back Devin Akan picking up 18 carries for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Dolphins are in for a showdown this week against the division rival Buffalo Bills. Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes went on the road to face the Oregon Ducks this past Saturday. The Ducks went on to beat the Buffaloes in a 42-6 blowout win. Buffs quarterback Shedeur Sanders threw for 159 yards and 1 touchdown. The Buffs offensive line struggled to secure Sanders in the pocket as he was sacked 7 times during the game. All eyes on Colorado to see what they are going to do this week in one of their biggest games against the USC Trojans. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jordan. Now, Kayla, you know I don't like talking politics, but I think I can make an exception for our fluffy four-legged mare. Mayor Max is the 3rd golden retriever that is currently in office in Southern California, and this isn't the first puppy to run office, but the 3rd.
And Chris, I heard he's been a very good boy in office and just celebrated his 1st birthday. I'm pretty impressed. I imagine being mayor without any thumbs would be pretty difficult. For that, I think we should give my new favorite politician a round of applause. Thanks for watching ntTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.